People had to be rushed to the hospital after a police chase that ended with a crash. Police say it all started with a carjacking.
Atlanta News First Don Shipman is live with the First Alert breaking news tracker. And Don, the people hurt in this crash were taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, where you are.
Exactly, and one of them not doing well, badly injured. Police saying that he's listed in critical condition right here at Grady. We have a look right here at the scene, and it was a full emergency response. Take a look right here. You can see Atlanta Police and Fire along with paramedics tending to the injured. The airbags are deployed. The SUV right there that was involved in that crash, you can see that. The chase ended late last night on Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard and Lena Street. This is northwest Atlanta in the city's Vine City neighborhood. Police say that the car that crashed into another vehicle was stolen at gunpoint. It's not clear right now where that crime happened or where the police chase started. Police confirming, though, that 4 people were hurt, one of them treated for serious injuries. At this point, no word on any arrests or charges. We'll continue to follow this. We're live here at Grady in downtown Atlanta. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.